What do we call it? Do we call it a cast?
Podcast.
Before we get into the pod.
Yeah.
What are the results from last week's poll where we asked people about the sponsors?
They love sponsor shout-outs. They love a half hour of sponsor shout-outs.
Guess what? Here they come.
We got more for you. If you're a fan of the sponsor shout-outs, we've got news for you. Same amount of sponsors, and we're going to show them love.
Make it twice as long.
Well, I mean, here's the thing.
We may actually break off and have a separate podcast where we talk about the sponsors.
Well, Todd and I, we're humble guys. You know, we come from humble beginnings. And this podcast is a labor of love. We're not getting rich off of it. We've mentioned that before. But we do have sponsors, and we have the luxury of being able to pick and choose the sponsors. Everybody wants to sponsor this podcast. Let's be honest. Marlboro cigarettes.
NASA.
NASA. Well, I would accept that. But there's a lot of sponsors that we don't accept. You know?
Burton. Nike.
No, if they want to sponsor the podcast, I would accept that.
We'll
Yeah.
take them, yeah.
I'm saying, like, you know, there's some big corporations out there. We're just not accepting as sponsors.
No.
But if the price is right, I mean, we'll let them sponsor it, right? Like, this production brought to you by Parliament Cigarettes. You don't really see people smoking outside that much anymore, huh?
Not really.
Yeah.
Actually, I was in Arizona this weekend to do
Rallycross.
Nitro Rallycross race.
Nerd news.
No, this is just topical.
Well, this would be considered nerd news.
This is called Topical Ointment. That's the name of this.
Topical Ointment Talk.
So we stayed at a casino in Arizona.
Okay.
And it is really weird. Like, no one really smokes outside. No one smokes in casinos anymore.
Right.
Which is odd. Remember when you used to like go to Vegas and you just come out smelling like
my favorite part.
Cigarillo?
Yeah. Smelling like cigs at the casino. Yeah. I love that.
You really?
Well, we'll talk. I want to hear more about Rally Nitro, really Rally in nerd news, right?
I guess.
Well, you know, actually, this is the time of the podcast where we catch up.
Yes, I'm telling you, this is what I did this weekend.
I'm going to delete this whole beginning part. We're going to start. Todd, what'd you do this weekend?
I just told you.
Edit that in.
Oh,
but I deleted everything.
Okay, I went to Nitro Rallycross.
Oh, what is that?
In Phoenix. It's car racing.
On dirt. And they're jumping.
All the heavies, the Travis Pastrana's. We even had what's his name? Kyle Busch was there from NASCAR fame.
Oh, damn, okay.
Yeah. He didn't do that well.
Oh, he tried and failed.
Yeah, well, Travis goes around and like invites people from motorsports, like random people.
I wasn't invited.
But you're not in motorsports.
I do have a Honda Odyssey, which should count for something. It's a minivan.
You're sporty.
And so, what were the results?
Travis Pastrana after I've never hosted been like the play-by-play at Rallycross, and they tapped me. They're like, "Hey, our main guy Jared, he can't make it on Saturday. Can you fill in for him?" I was like, "Totally, I'm cool." So sitting next to me doing the color commentary was this guy, Andrew Coley. And Andrew Coley is the voice of Rallycross. He's been the voice of Rallycross in Europe. He's from the UK.
Right.
He is so damn good at his job, dude.
Right.
So
that makes your job as a play-by-play guy easy because you're like,
no,
hey, here it goes.
No. Because I have like a, I'm kind of like.
You're usually like the color commentary.
Right, and it's kind of weird to reverse the roles. And usually I'm kind of like more. Snowboarding is more kind of like slower paced.
Yeah.
Andrew flicks a switch and goes 1,000,000 miles an hour. Like he's going as fast around the corner talking about and I'm just like, and he stops and he's like taps me. He's like, "You go," and I'm like, "Yeah,
they're going fast.
Cool corner." Anyways, it was a really fun weekend. I felt like I had to do a bunch of chaunch to keep up with him.
Yeah.
You know. Because he's ripping at his job. But it was awesome. I love Rallycross. It's really expensive. I want to do it.
You know what's funny? And I give full credit to WSL for inventing this phrase, but speed, power, flow. Speed, power, flow has gotten me through many broadcasts of things that I'm not necessarily very well versed at. Because basically in all these sports that we're talking about, speed, power, flow, as cliche as it does sound in the world of surfing, rallycross.
Right.
It's
everything
about speed, power,
has
flow.
speed, power, flow.
Skiing.
Anything that's good.
You know, like whatever you're doing. Street luge. Speed, power, flow.
Street lube.
Street lube.
Anyway, what did you do this weekend? As we're doing catch up.
The most notable thing I did, which I'll talk about in skateboarding news, was DJ, the Skateboarding Hall of Fame induction ceremony, which was pretty awesome. I'll tell you more about that. What else did I do? A lot of parkour. Congratulations to my good friend Brandon Parkhurst, guitar player singer of the band Cut You Up, as well as Yo V.
He's getting married.
He got engaged to his lovely lady Trish, and we were there to surprise them after their engagement, a little post celebration. So the weekend was filled with love and joy, and hanging out with my kids.
Making knives.
They were making knives and throwing them all over the house. That was fun.
Sweet. All right, let's get into our sponsor.
Yeah. Okay, with that, that's the catch up. So we'll see you guys next week. No, we're not gonna be here next week. Pre-warning you.
Just pre-warn.
Did you like and subscribe yet on YouTube? You got to.
If we had a Patreon, this would be the point where we asked you to send us your money.
Yeah, you can send us money.
We're also available for Cameo. If you want us to leave your outgoing message on your phone.
Yeah, but...
What?
Unofficial Cameo.
Yeah.
You get to bypass the Cameo fees and come to us direct.
Right.
DM us. What's the price? What would be your price for a stranger to call them or record a shout-out?
If someone called me and said, look, or send me a DM through the Monday M.A.S. or through my Instagram and said, hey, I want you to say this in a voice memo.
Okay.
And then text it to me.
Like, hey, it's Todd Richards.
Yeah. I will fully do that for $100.
$100.
Yeah.
All right. I'll do it for 90.
Are we trying to undercut each other? Anyway. Sponsors. Are brought to you by our sponsors. This sponsorship
brought to you by... No, like I said earlier, we get to pick and choose our sponsors because we like what we like, and we don't need to like what we don't like. And so one thing we do like is Herschel Supply Co., the best underwear on the planet.
Wait, no, Herschel doesn't make underwear.
I'm looking at your underwear while I'm saying that. Herschel Supply Co. makes the best bags on the planet. And we know this because... we have a bunch of them.
We use them.
And we got to hook up, we get to hook up to our friends sometimes. We got Alex White, the Mean Queen.
She's very happy.
The voice of Streetly, etc. She got hooked up with Herschel Supply Co. And now, talked about it last week, I ordered some clothes. Cannot wait to get my Herschel Supply Co. gear. Apparel. So go to Herschel Supply on the internet. Go to the website. And use the code MASS20. I think we have a code, yeah.
Do we?
I don't know.
I don't think we do. Try it.
But either way, just go support. If you need a backpack, a travel bag. That's one of those things where, a lot of people go to their neighbors like, oh, can I borrow a bag?
The holidays are coming. Everything that is on this sponsorship list is a perfect gift for Christmas because it's non-specific. Everyone needs a new bag or backpack. And everyone needs... new underwear. And that brings us into Beneath Apparel, BN3TH. We are wearing the
every time.
Best underwear on the planet. What ones are those?
Oh, these are good. These are new. There's like anchors.
Oh, there's tentacles on them?
I like the graphics, and I like most importantly, the comfort. I've never been so comfortable in a pair. Do you call them a set of underpants or a pair of underpants? I don't know whether there's a pair of underpants when it's just one unit.
How about some underpants?
Beneath Apparel makes the best underwear in the world.
The underpants.
You know what?
Because you never want to infer
Beneath
anything.
Are the underpants.
Yeah,
there are no other underpants as far as we're concerned.
MASS20 at checkout gets you 20% off on those. Nanocraft CBD. Nanocraft CBD is the place to get all of your tincture-y things and roll-on things and pills. Yep. And it'll cause your inflammation to go down, among other things.
I will tell you something. Mm-hmm. I had a jump ramp session on Saturday.
You fool.
And my father-in-law, my new father-in-law, as of 3 weeks ago, was there.
Is he doing it with you?
No, he was watching, and of course, I started showing off because I wanted to impress my father-in-law, and so I just was jumping over and over, doing methods. Airwalk.
I'd love to be there for like the interior monologue. I'm going to show off.
I'm going to show my father-in-law. He's going to be so happy.
A 50-year-old man doing
his
a method.
His daughter married a guy that can do early grab methods on the jump ramp. Anyway, landing, like jump ramps were my favorite thing in the late 80s, early 90s.
I like them too.
But man, do them nowadays and just like repetitive.
You still got a hip twist in you? 360?
Probably. I used to do, you know what I used to have on lock and do them all over the place was like a front side 360 off a jump ramp, late grab.
Really?
Yeah.
That's heavy. And
I had them. I didn't try any. If I really dedicated myself, I could probably do one, but I didn't.
But NanoCraft CBD, if you're a
so what I'm saying is, I used a lot of NanoCraft.
Take your NanoCraft CBD.
M.A.S.S 20.
M.A.S.S 20 at checkout.
And this is cool. So as you all know, Bubbs Naturals has been a sponsor of the podcast for a long time. Bubbs Naturals for your collagen and MCT brain oil. I think we helped with this. Our friend Glenn Doherty, an American hero, a global hero. So he has a foundation. He passed away in, what was that attack in Libya? Benghazi. Benghazi. He was part of the Benghazi attack. He valiantly fought, lost his life. So the good people at Bubbs donate a portion of the proceeds all year long. But on Veterans Day, they donate 100% of the proceeds to the Glenn Doherty Foundation. So this year, they already have donated $10,000+ to the Glenn Doherty Foundation. Bubbs Naturals, awesome. Thank you for that. You can get your own Bubbs Naturals at Seaside. If you're in San Diego, Seaside Market, Fraser Farms locations, or you can get it on the internet at Bubbs Naturals. Use the code M.A.S.S 20.
M.A.S.S 20.
Yeah.
I see a trend here. Hanson Surfboards. They are the longest running surf shop in Encinitas.
60 years.
60 years of surf stuff. And isn't it someone's birthday today?
I was going to say it's Don Hanson's birthday.
Congratulations. Not Don Henley's birthday.
No. Don Hanson. Happy birthday, Don Hanson, an absolute legend, an icon.
And you will still see him at Hanson's.
Yeah. Dude's get his book. He's a G. He's a total G. Panic and Coffee and Tea. I noticed you brought Panic and Coffee and Tea. Thank you for offering, by the way. It was very nice of you. I was already there twice today. Before 8.
Powering San Diego since 1968.
And you know what? Like we said, be creative this year. Don't ask what they want for Christmas or Kwanzaa.
Give them what you want, Hanukkah, because then if they don't like it, you can say, well, I'll take it.
How sick would it be if you lived in Iowa and your friend from Encinitas got you a Panic and Coffee and Tea hoodie and a bag of coffee?
Right.
Like if you lived here and had to move out for work or whatever, and somebody thought of you and thought, you know what? That person would love, I think anybody would love a Panic and Coffee and Tea zip-up hoodie and a bag of coffee.
Or like if you have a relative that you know has hypertension and they can't have coffee, but you get them Panic and Coffee and Tea.
They'll send it back?
They'll send it back and then you can have it.
Well, I thought coffee helps with that.
I thought hypertension was when your nerves are just frayed.
No.
No?
I don't know. I just know I love the coffee. I love Panic and Coffee and Tea. YouOnline.com. Online.com. Chris Cantori's out there getting new podcasts done.
I saw his Cheech and Chong.
Yes.
What's up with that?
He's got them all. He's got all the celebs.
How come he can get celebs and we can't?
We had
you didn't really have anybody.
Robin Van Ginn, Austin Sweeten.
We didn't have Cheech and Chong.
We didn't have Cheech and Chong.
Kids even know who Cheech and Chong is these days? Now they're like
Chong.
They like Snoop Dogg. That's like their new.
Snoop Dogg was like 20 years ago.
So dude. Who's the new weed ambassador for the kids?
My son actually.
What?
Gave me.
Your son is?
No, not him. So I was in the car, and my son's like, "Oh, this is my favorite song right now, Dad." That's my son's favorite song. That's Tre Fuego.
Tre Fuego.
Tre Fuego. So that's who's happening now. Tre Fuego.
Oh, all right. And we also sponsored by New Greens at New Greens. It gives you the power to take on your day. You want your vegetables, you want your fruits and stuff. You can put them in powder form, put them in a cup, mix them up, drink them down. And also, you can follow us on me and John Wayne Freeman on Midlife Health Minute.
Side podcast.
Last week we had on Veterans Day we had Angel Cortez was on. He is basically someone who's been through the shit in the army. He went to Afghanistan. He was on the front lines. He's someone who's dealt with it, and he tells his story about coming back and being a veteran and not having the support from the veterans groups, and basically saying, fuck this, I'm going to create my own thing to help out these lost brothers who no longer have that community anymore since they're back in civilian life. And he talks about his journey. He talks about his journey with using psychedelics to fix his brain after being in active combat. It's really interesting.
Cool.
I highly recommend. Yeah, it's really good.
I will listen to it.
It's really good.
I will listen to it. I get a little protective and jealous when you're podcasting with other people, but I support you.
You could be on it.
Do
you want to be on it? You could be on it.
Yes, I want to be on it. Please. Adventure.io. I turned on the Adventure.io app. I opened up some dates, and I didn't even ask Todd if he's available because I'm just assuming he's available for a Monday M.A.S.S hang session. You can sit right there with us on the podcast for a nominal fee.
Stare at us.
Yeah, and we'll take you surfing.
The adventure can be, I will record your voice message on Cameo.
Yeah, for 100. Here's 100. I'm
not Cameo. It's not Cameo anymore.
No, it's called M.A.S.S Messages.
Yes, M.A.S.S Messages.
M.A.S.S Messages, copyright. Todd's 100. I'm 90. And you can send us a script, and we'll say anything you want within reason.
Say whatever.
I'm not saying any.
You could literally send me a ransom note for somebody, and I will say it.
I'm going to send you some random stuff for you to say. Right. Pedal Electric at pedal.electric, our new e-bike sponsor. We love e-bikes. We are getting the fresh bikes in about a week.
We had a tweaker that was trying to steal.
Oh my god! Yeah, full props to our neighbor Joel Muzzy for not only thwarting the almost theft from a man that looked quite disturbed. I'm glad I wasn't here.
What time?
This is at 8:00 this morning.
No shirt.
No shirt, no shoes. Some
Shorts.
service happening. If somebody for some reason, old cargo shorts with no shirt and no shoes, like no shirt even on the person, their person.
Something must have happened to it, man.
Something must have happened. This man he touched my bike. He touched my pedal electric bike, and he was thwarted. But the good news is the bike's safe. Todd, your bike is in the mail. It's coming, and we're going to show you all the things that we love about pedal electric when it's all happening, and you will get a discount code, and you're going to want one of these bikes.
All right, let's bust into this podcast because we've already been doing this for half an hour.
Okay, I'm going to start Surf News presented by Hanson Surfboards. This is a brand new book. It's called Dual Perspective, and from now until Easter, we're going to be talking about cool gifts for people you love. This is from a friend, Dave Nelly Nelson, a.k.a. Nelly's Magic Moments, and this is a bunch of his work.
Oh, sick.
So he was with Transworld Surf for ages. Love this guy. I mean, he's got... There's just amazing photos in here.
These guys.
These are all photographers. I got a write up in there. I wrote something. Guys shot. Look at there's little John.
It's open to this page.
Look at that. And we got Sean Barney Barron with the tennis racket. That was a cover of Transworld, our sports issue. Mm-hmm. We requested for Sean Barron to go out to Steamer Lane with a tennis racket and screw around, and of course he nailed it, and Nelly nailed it. Matt Rockhold. Boosting.
Well, this is sailfish, huh? Of course it is. No, it's not.
No, it's a frontal. Nelly comes from skateboarding, long-time ripper, skater. I think he rode for Consolidated or was homies with them.
Look at that dog.
Look at that dog. Oh, that's Homer Henard? No, I think that's a different dog. Anyway. Again, flash photography. Nelly was the man at flash photography. Still is, but this is some of our favorites.
If you are just listening to the podcast, Chris is
showing you all these
book.
Cool images. So it's called Dual Perspective. It's available. Check out at Nelly's Magic Moments.
We'll put a picture of it up on the our stories.
That's another thing that you know, like I bought this for myself, but you might not think about I need this book. But guess what? With no magazines and
this is it.
Right here. Get yourself a coffee table book and make it that one. Dual Perspective.
Chris, what do we have in surf news competition-wise?
Well, I'm just going to hit this quick, but the final event of the Challenger Series has it all. According to the WSL, not only are we going to decide this year's championship tour roster, but we're going back to Haleiwa, an iconic, amazing...
Pretty soon, right?
Yeah, rippable wave, November 26th. And guess who's going to be there? John Florence, Kelly Slater, Carissa Moore, men and women. surfing in the final Challenger Series event of the year.
It will have that flavor of the
best of the best. Yeah, and Haleiwa, not for me, but for pro surfers, is an absolutely rippable big wave.
Have you surfed Haleiwa like decent size?
No. I've surfed it, like double overhead, maybe. My double overhead, 4 feet. Mm-hmm. It's a scary wave, but somehow these pros, especially power surfers, make Haleiwa look like lowers. I mean, this is a wave where people go vertical on a 12-foot wave. Wow. It's such a gnarly wave, and I can't wait. This is the Michelob Ultra Pure Gold Haleiwa Challenger. So with John, Carissa, and Kelly Slater, that's 18 world titles with just them three.
So November 26th to December 7th, so that's coming up.
There might be a day or two open, but on the Challenger Series,
Are you going over there for that?
I'm not going for that. I'll tell you where I'm going in skate news, but there's a window, but it most likely just kicks off right on the 26th and goes straight through. And then we're gonna have our surfers for the championship tour. It's gonna be awesome.
There we go.
Also, big wave season is here, so the event windows are open. We got the Quicksilver Jaws Big Wave Challenge. Will you go to that?
No, because I'll probably be doing snowboard stuff.
Oh, maybe I get to go. The Nazare Toe Surfing Challenge, presented by Jogos Santa Casa. So the event windows are open now through March 31st. We have no idea when these are going to run. We're in a La Nina weather pattern. So last year we saw, I want to say 3 or 4 of the best days ever at Mavericks. Mm-hmm. A couple incredible days at Jaws, Pe'ahi.
Was last year
Nazare was huge. Yeah. And this year is, you can't really ever say which year is going to be bigger or better. But according to Kevin from Surfline,
we're on point.
The Mid-Atlantic is probably going to have the biggest waves, but this is a La Nina year. Anything can happen.
I don't even know what that means anymore.
Wax up your 10-foot gun.
No.
Did you see? Speaking of big wave surfing, Ian Walsh and Kai Lenny were testing out their big wave boards. They're 9, 10-foot boards in relatively smaller conditions, like 6-foot waves. Mm. And it's crazy to, because I rode JoJo Roper's 9.6 or 10.2 out here on a literally 1-foot day. Mm-hmm. These boards are incredibly hard to ride in small waves.
Oh, I'm sure.
They're like canoes. They're so tippy. So it's pretty cool. I think it's on Red Bull Surfing or Ian Walsh's Instagram. But to watch these guys test their boards.
Are they narrower than their normal short boards?
Yeah, they're narrower, but obviously 4 inches thick. Right. They're like this.
They're
wide.
They're just knives for knifing.
Yeah, so it's pretty rad to watch these guys try to surf smaller waves on guns. And there's a real news show this week, huh?
I don't know.
Got some news.
Okay.
Positive Vibe Warriors. They have a new flick out. It's called Fearless Perspectives. This is about the City Surf Project in San Francisco. Film follows True and Kenya. They reflect on being part of the City Surf Project and the profound impact on their lives. So these are, this is a group that brings inner city youth to the beach, not only to show them the outside world, to teach them how to surf and all those skills and feelings that come with that, but also just build this community of surfers up in San Francisco. And I'm excited to see that one. That's going to be a feel-good flick for sure. They are Positive Vibe Warriors. More positivity. Encinitas Ripper Alyssa Spencer just won the Supergirl Pro in Jacksonville, Florida.
That's right. And there was a skate portion of it too, and
there was a big to-do. Jacksonville was actually the action sports capital of the world last week.
Yeah, there's a lot going on.
Yeah. Cool to see local Ripper. And right now she is tied for 8th on the Challenger Series. She needs to be above the 5 cut after Haleiwa, but she's really good. So hopefully we'll have another representative from Encinitas on the championship tour. But don't surf in Encinitas, according to Joel Tudor.
Yeah, it's infested.
There's a lot of sharks out there. Joel's quote says, "Don't surf Cardiff. It's infested with 10-foot white sharks that are attracted to soft tops stand-up paddlers and tourist swimmers, stay safe, find a lake, or go take a hike. This was today at 8:12. He's referring to a video of a big-ass looking ass shark.
Breaching white shark.
Yeah, so there are plenty of sharks.
But that's the second or third time that people have seen that thing. I don't know if it's the same white shark, but that white shark's been breaching around Cardiff Reef now for a bit.
Just mucking about.
He's just out there.
He's out there. Yeah, if you're scared of sharks, if you have a fear of that, Seaside Reef, Cardiff Reef.
Yeah, because it's only
Acadia.
There's no way that shark would ever be there.
No, I'm saying don't go there.
Oh yeah.
Don't go to those breaks. Acadia.
You think the sharks are bad?
Encinitas.
Stingrays are worse. And we're littered with them.
Okay, I got one for you.
Stingray is?
Would you rather?
Okay.
Okay, so I asked this to my son this morning. I'll tell you his answer after. Would you rather?
Right.
Have to sleep in a bed with a stingray in it, or take a bath with a shark in the bath? It's the worst. It's horrible.
Wow.
Imagine a stingray being in the bed.
Take a bath with the shark, 100%. Fuck.
Dude, a stingray in your bed.
Can you imagine rolling over with your wiener onto a stingray?
I think about that when you body surf in on waves.
I think about it all the time now.
I think about it all the time.
Getting tipped by a freaking stingray, that would ruin many people's, not only your life, but a lot of people's lives.
You would have to have someone pee on it and suck to them out. Bro, you pee on a stingray bite?
Sure.
Well, they bite, man.
Did it bite you?
It bit me. Yeah, that's stingray news. So, yeah, shark. Yeah, my son said shark too. I think I would go shark. I just couldn't sleep in a bed with a stingray. Visual there's just horrifying.
I wish they would die after they stung you. So at least
like a bee?
Like a bee. So at least it'd be some satisfaction.
No, they just grow that barb right back and just find you again.
Ocean's assholes.
Snapped 4.
Dude.
Is out and about on the internet. It's free
freaking awesome.
Right now.
It is so awesome.
Talk about amping. Like, this is there's some interviews and skits and stuff like that, but this is pure amp. I mean, this is like straight up ripping from beginning to end. Mm-hmm. And not only do we all get to watch this amazing surf flick for free on YouTube right now, but now the conversation goes to the secure the bag portion of this movie, where the best section is going to get, surfer with the best section is going to get $50,000.
Bag of money.
Just boink. And who's it going to be? Mason Ho? Clay Marzo? Jack Robbo? Seth Moniz? Who do you think is going to win it? Do you watch the whole thing? You watch everything?
I watched the whole thing.
I guess it's tough too, because Jack Robinson has a pretty gnarly part. Yeah. Like, Mason's part is super entertaining. The surfing's incredible. But I think Jack, with the waves that he got...
Yeah, he knows how to turn a surfboard.
He knows how to drop into a tube.
Yeah.
With no fear.
Oh, hey, did you see on Stab last week where they had the whole... like Stab's doing like that thing that's kind of like King of the Road.
Yeah.
Where they had do the most
Stab
chop
Highway.
Hops,
yeah.
Do the most chop hops in a wave. Were you happy with that?
I was happy with it.
Were you bummed that Harry said that chop hops were the worst thing ever?
No, because they are. They're the best worst thing ever.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
It's kind of like a no comply skating. It's like, it's not a hard trick, but it's something that you can do anytime.
It's kind of you think about like a chop hop is like if the wave is flat, you do one because it's funny.
Yeah.
Or fun. If it's at the end of your wave, you do one.
Always do chop hop claims. Big turn. Oh, yeah.
And then you drop chop hop and do a fucking whip neck slam.
Yeah, a whip. Yeah, I think the most chop hops I've ever done on a wave is 4.
4 chop hops.
But now that I know that this is a thing, I think if I got the right wave, maybe like Chicama in Peru, the world's longest left.
Can you do frontside?
I could literally do 20
Can you do frontside chop hops?
Yeah.
Is it
frontside 180?
Yeah, are they harder? I feel like they're harder.
I think the easiest chop hop variation
the backside one
is going frontside and like
right. But
backside 180.
So if you're gonna do the frontside 180 one,
yeah.
Where is it easier to learn that? Backside or frontside? You know what I'm saying?
Oh, probably frontside. They're not hard.
It's weird.
You can literally use a chop to just boop, like whip it.
I don't know. It doesn't work the same for me. Anyway.
Yeah, I mean chop hops. I did so many chop hops in the 90s. Like I'm still down for it.
Do you think that the chop hop was sabotaged by people that couldn't do it, so they just said it was lame?
Probably.
And that's why
I think most things are sabotaged by people that can't do it, and there's jealousy and envy in the mix, which is why I'm kind of surprised that Harry Bryant. I think Harry Bryant just loves them and like wants them to be hated because it's fun to do something that bothers other annoys people.
Yeah, for sure. Harry would for sure.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan. I'm a huge fan of Harry and chop hops. Put them together. What do you got?
Chopped Harry.
Magic. So this is the antithesis of chop hopping. There's a film out right now called Repulse. So if you go to internet, go to Instagram, and check out. There's a series on there. It's called Pulse Surf. So follow Pulse Surf right now. And what Pulse Surf has done is they made a video in the 90s that was all about power surfing and rail surfing. Well, they've re-upped 20 years later. And Pulse, what's it called? It's called Repulse. So basically what this is it's free of all corporate involvement. It's a hardcore core lord surf flick about power surfing. And Justin Gain, who put it out, says, I've got no backing and didn't want any. He's Australian, so this is a very Australian thing. I've got no backing and didn't want any. I wanted a 100% indie film. That's not a good Australian accent.
Keep going, though.
Okay. It doesn't matter if you've got a sticker on your board. It doesn't matter if you're 50.
You do the rest of the podcast in an Australian accent?
If you can put a rail in, you're in the movie. So we're out of the movie, Todd. We're not that good on either way.
Full tilt.
I want it to be raw, no drones and no slow-mo. Full tilt power surfing.
Right.
That's what Repulse is all about. So you've got homework, people. Watch Snap 4. Who's got the best part? Tell us in the comments below, wherever you're hearing this.
Sure.
Hey, tell us in the comments. Yell it to us on the road.
Fax us your answer.
If you see Todd on the highway, yell it to him. Who's got the best part in Snap 4? Who's going to secure the bag? Also, support hardcore power surfing and independent surf flicks. Repulse. You gotta watch it. And buy the book, Dual Perspective. We're telling you. Also, just do it.
I feel like this, the drive-thru is concluded.
Yeah,
so we will no longer be calling anyone from the drive-thru.
And we did it happened once.
No, twice.
Oh, it did happen twice.
Yeah, we called them twice.
We can call someone and just say, like, how are you recovering? No.
It's all right.
They're probably so tired.
Over. What's next is what I say.
Drive-thru comes out in December, and we're excited for that. What else is happening? There's a few smaller events going on. There's a layback beer contest happening in Brazil. So, there's surfing happening.
Cool.
Yeah. Excited about that.
All right.
Any other surf news?
Nope.
Okay. Pray for surf. Whoever you pray to. I don't know. Think about surfing. Go surfing. Go surfing right now if you don't care about skate news and snow news. Skate news is brought to you by Beneath Apparel. BN3TH Apparel, the best underpants on the planet. We have to start skate news with some horrible news, tragic news, very sad. An incredible skateboarder, Zane Timpson. Near and dear to our heart, not only because he's from this town. We're
good friends with his
dad,
yeah.
Jeff Timpson, who's an amazing surfer, incredible father. Zane passed away of natural causes a couple days ago, out of the blue. I mean, dude was so gnarly, and you
want to talk about someone who there was a zillion things that should have taken him out.
Yeah,
because that's how he skated, so raw and calculated chaos. You know, the stuff that Zane would step to, the one that sticks out in my mind is the alley-oop ollie onto the slanted piece of metal that was and there's just so much Zane Timpson footage that's out there that's so crazy burly, from hills in San Francisco to he just went 100% all the time, and to be taken out by something random, a random just act of nature it's sad.
Well, it's it's one of those things where thankfully there's actually, we talked about it last week. He had an interview out for Bronson, and he was skating around here and then just talking to the camera, telling about his vibe. And I think it's cool because you see him on a skateboard and you're going, this guy is so gnarly, like. And then you hear him talking, and he was so thoughtful and friendly and lovable and just a really amazing guy, a poet, a painter, super creative. I mean, saw the world through a lens of the gnar. I mean, and, in talking to his dad, of course, like, I think nowadays the hard part when tragedy like this strikes, of course, like, we're human and you start thinking, okay, well, what happened? And I think, and I told this to his dad, like, the ultimate compliment, or one of the ultimate compliments that you can give is your subconscious. Right when you heard that Zane Timpson had passed away, you immediately thought, he must have been doing something so gnarly.
Right.
I mean, that was the first thought I had. Like, was he bombing a hill? Was he doing something? Because he was also in the hill bombing documentary that the New Yorker had put out, or the New York Times. And so, I told his dad that, and he actually started laughing because he's like, yeah, exactly. That's what people... and then there's the flip side of it where you have like, it's a young dude, he's 26 years old, and it is impossible not to think the worst when something like this happens out of the blue to a young, healthy person. Your mind goes to dark places. Sure. But knowing Zay, I mean, I wish, the regret is not knowing him enough. Like, met him, but wish I knew him more. Thankfully, we know his dad, and so we can get these stories and... it's a lesson in not jumping to conclusions, not throwing out your hypothesis when you don't know shit about this person. And so, that was just one of those things, like, in talking to his dad, he was saying, like, look, you guys have this platform, please help spread the message, help say, like, this was a freak natural thing that, that as tragic as it is, like, we have so many friends that have passed away in other ways that are equally horrible, but the fact that this was just something out of the blue doesn't make it easier for anyone. No. But it does, we were talking about it out front. Yeah, it's just like, love your friends and family.
And fucking live.
Yeah.
Live your life, like
Zane did.
Because tomorrow, who the frick knows, dude?
No, I agree.
Stop putting shit off. That's basically, like, that's what I think about this. It's like, I'll get to that. Like, don't... It's when people die that are close to you, or you kind of think are invincible, it really puts things into perspective. Yeah. Of, like, there is no time but now. Yeah. Because we're just getting closer to the inevitable. So go and do.
And after the fact, it's pretty, it's... Again, I'm a huge proponent in reaching out on Instagram, whatever. Send a message. If somebody inspires you, like, send them a message. Hey, that was awesome. Thank you for that. Like, I did that with Zane because I was a huge fan, but then I watched his videos with my son, and what the takeaways was like, don't give up. Do not give up if you're passionate about something. And he, his dad told me a story about when he was younger. And he was on the Woodward series, and he's really good friends with Ira. Ira, we love you. Curb Killer. And his dad was saying that he went to film him when he was a little kid, and his dad said he counted 75 tries. He was trying a trick 75 times, and he made it. So that right there, and that's kind of what, like, the takeaway was for my son. He's like, wow.
Dane Barry had a good story this morning on his Instagram, and how... Because Zane used to be like one of those little helmeted kids at the Y. Yep. The full padded like Chargers. Yep. And Dane had said that there used to be this really tall vert wall, masonite vert wall, or skate-like vert wall at the Y that was like six feet of vert, I think, with like a 4-foot tranny or something like that. And Dane said he watched him go up there, and Zane tried to drop in and just smashed into the flat and actually took a chunk out of the masonite with his tooth. He looked at Dane, smiled, went back up there and did it again. Yeah. Like, mouth just destroyed. Bloody, So he doesn't take no for an answer, and just live like him, and don't put off.
Yeah. Go skateboarding.
Yeah.
Go push around for Zane.
So there we go.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's obviously hard to follow that, but
yeah.
There's good news in the world of skateboarding. Like I said, I got to DJ the Skateboarding Hall of Fame.
Yeah, how was that?
Friday night.
How was it?
Oh, it was
Be
so
surrounded by ledges.
Well, it was Chris Pastras, Sal Barbier were the hosts, and so immediately I love those dudes. I don't know Sal that well, but hanging out with them a little bit, I'm like, this is the best dude. And it was like your childhood came to life. I mean, and I had a best job. I was just DJing and I I was kind of like the side man, yeah. And so I was just playing music and having fun. It was at the Vans headquarters, which is just beautiful night. I mean, it was like 75, 80 degrees at night outside. Everyone was just so hyped. And you're looking out in the crowd and there's a dude that looks like your high school principal. But you don't know that this is a guy that invented the Andrect. Like this type of crowd that you're looking around and half of them are half of them still look like punks, like skaters. The other half are like in suits. These guys are 50, 60 years old.
Who was inducted?
So I'll give you some of them, and this is actually they're going back to 2020 because we couldn't have a thing last. Yeah, so 2020, 2021. So from the 80s, early 90s, just to name a few: Kareem Campbell,
awesome,
Muska, Mike V,
very cool,
which was amazing, and Kareem Campbell just did the best speech ever. He called Muska on speakerphone,
really
held it up, which was so sick. And then you went into like 70s, 80s. Mike Smith, the inventor of the Smith grind. The Smith vert. And the coolest part about this is most of the skaters that got inducted in the Hall of Fame have invented at least one trick.
Right. I'm looking right now at your listings.
Billy Ruff,
Amazing Del Mar, Loke, Dave Andrect, inventor of the Andrect hand plant.
So they all had videos. And people, like Tony Hawk and Grosso and people talking about them. Dave Andrect had it comes on the screen and it's just that image of the perfectly stalled Andrect and a Dave Andrect. And you're going
so sick, dude.
So rad.
John Gibson, dude. The
John
Texas
Tex
plant.
Gibson.
Yep, Texas plant.
And these are all like, as kids, if you're 35 and older,
Probably older than that.
Maybe 40.
Then you're 40 and older.
If you're 40 and older, like us, these are the boards that you first saw in skateboarding. John Tex Gibson.
Paul Schmidt. Are you kidding me?
So Paul Schmidt and Hobie Altler, they are Icon Awards. Paul Schmidt's speech was insane. I mean, incredible. Hobie's son accepted his award. Ray Barbie was inducted.
Very rad.
You can go to skateboardinghalloffame.org. I'm sure there's going to be the guys from Six Stair Productions made these videos. They're so good.
I can't wait to see it. I love this.
It's so, and just like seeing, these people are walking. You're like, oh my, like that's Mike Smith. Like they're all walking up, and then of course, like right in front of me, I'm DJing, and every song I play, like. Lance Mountain is literally like right there.
That's so
crazy.
crazy.
I hope he notices this song.
I still trip out and like our buddy Pierre Whitberg, like, because the Panikin obviously is a meet and greet place here in San Diego.
Yeah.
And on any given Tuesday, the fucking Bones Brigade is there.
Right.
Like, with the exception of Lance. You roll down there, it's Cab, it's Staub, it's Mike McGill. You'll see Billy Ruff there. You'll see,
The Skateboarding Hall of Fame is basically out Panic.
Seriously. Yeah. And sometimes I will just take pictures of
Yeah.
And I'll
look who hangs out at Panic.
If you had told 16-year-old me
oh my God.
that I'd be shooting the shit with fucking Chris Miller at the Panikin, I would not have, there's no way in hell I would have believed you.
Oh my gosh. Same.
Yeah. So it's really cool. I'm such a fan of vintage skateboarding.
Yeah.
Of that era, the 80s.
You gotta go to this thing next year. It's just, talk about mingling and rubbing elbows with legends.
And that brings me into another event that we had this weekend, Banger at the Hangar.
Banger at the Hangar. I randomly turned YouTube on Saturday night. Yeah. And it was there.
Yeah, it was Mike Crum put this event on in Houston, and it was at this, it was basically a gathering of the tribes, kind of like Vert Alert that goes on in is that Sweden?
Yeah, Malmo.
So this was
Attack.
Vert Attack. So this is basically kind of the same thing. The gathering of the tribes here. They did it at this skate park. It was we got Ruin Glifberg is out there. You've got all the new squad of vert kids like Reef Orlando, and then the who's the Shay Donovans and the Jimmy Wilkins. But then you've got like this mix of people like John Gibson and all these old
and it was a jam.
It was a jam. It was freaking awesome.
So sick.
Yeah, it was so
I
sick.
love that shit. Yeah, that was awesome. So much good skateboarding hitting the internet this weekend. Supreme video. They were in Berlin. It's called like Mind Gnome or something. Of course, I'm like, my 10-year-old is super into skating. The 12-year-old.
Are they into Supreme?
The 12-year-old's more into Supreme. He doesn't own any Supreme gear. Like, I'm not camping out to buy a shirt, but my 12-year-old or 10-year-old, I put it on. Like, the first scene is Cater, like, slow-mo smoking a joint for like a minute. I'm like, there's like, I'm like trying to fast forward it. Not that whatever, you can see that stuff, but, and then they go on a skate, and it's just like the style. I can't hate on Supreme ever, and Bill Strobeck is brilliant. Just the video, you feel them.
Right.
And Welcome has a new video out that was super good too.
I've seen a couple of the parts kind of leaking onto Instagram. There's some good shit. So, but we had some friends at Street League this weekend.
Yeah. Are we gonna call one of them?
Should we? Which one?
Any of them.
I'll call
Alex White.
I'll call Andrew.
Andrew Cannon.
Because I feel like we've had
Paul
Alex
Zitzer.
on a couple times.
We've blown out our
Was Zitzer
relationship
there?
with Paul Zitzer.
Was he there?
Yeah.
He was there?
Yeah, he was there.
He'll probably answer. He has nothing going on.
He is definitely going to answer. He's the voice of skateboarding. The Olympics, Street League.
So you talk right now.
Street League was in Jacksonville, Florida. Again, just like the Supergirl Pro.
Yeah.
I'll save it.
What do you say?
On who won. Till I'll let whoever you're calling tell us
Have
who
we
won.
warned any of these people?
No.
Oh.
We texted them. Our little message group. Oh, yeah,
wait, I'm sorry. Hello?
Are you on?
Hello?
Are you on the podcast?
Hold on, let me take my headset off. Hold on.
What
do you turn your phone on?
What were you doing?
What are you doing?
Were you playing?
I was watching my old footage and talking about, just kind of like talking.
You're talking yourself through your old footage. Here goes Paul Zitzer dropping in speed, power, flow.
Wow.
Lots of amplitude.
Hold on, I got earbud issue. Okay, it should be fixed. Okay, say that again.
Nothing.
You're right. We like you.
Yeah, we're just calling you up because we want to. There's a lot of skateboarding going on this weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Notably, 2 events.
Yeah, we had the Banger at the Hangar. Were you at that?
No, I was at Street League Jacksonville.
And that's what we want to talk to you about.
We already talked about Banger at the Hangar.
Yeah, we talked about Banger at the Hangar.
I knew he wasn't there. He was in Florida.
I want to talk about Banger in the Hangar, though.
Okay.
Did you see when Gentry went for the eggplant?
Yes, and he landed on his neck.
Ow!
Okay, Gentry, I always forget about how gnarly Gentry is. And then I did see on Instagram this morning, probably the best frontside 540 ever, still to this day.
Who?
And then Chris Gentry. Dude, it's insane.
Still does.
And he does Phillips 66s with his hand on the coping, which is unbelievable.
Damn.
Yeah, no, he's great. I love Chris Gentry, and I love, I'm a half pipe guy. I love it. And one of the craziest things about Banger in the Hangar is the hangar and the ramp. I mean, like, that, I can't believe that thing exists. How much did that dude spend on that place?
Huge vert ramp.
Yeah, it's giant.
Yeah, it's super impressive. I love it. I would like to have been there just to see it, but personally, I don't go to like vert roundups because they're too hectic, and it gives me flashbacks of being at pro contests in the 90s where like you couldn't get a run in, you couldn't figure out the ramp. I couldn't, and I'd be super stressed, and I didn't want to be there, and I wanted to go home.
You got PTSD watching it.
You would just hide under the ramp for the rest of the comp.
Oh my god.
And you know what though? I actually I don't drink much, but I started drinking before contests to just try to calm myself down and get the nerves in check. And then one time though, I overdid it. It was at Oceanside, and all of a sudden, so I overdid it. I didn't realize. I was like, "Well, I'm getting a little too loose," and I tried a Indy 3, and I and then I'm waking up. Okay, I'm waking up on the flat bottom with Barry Zaritsky, like hovering over my face, inches away. His mustache was just almost brushing like the tip of my nose, and I was like, "Oh, dude." And I realized right then that I had to change my approach. So anyway,
the drinking wasn't working.
All right, so
SLS.
That being said, you're at Street League.
So you don't drink before you broadcast?
Yeah, do you drink before you broadcast?
Just Monster. Just the Monster.
All right.
Tell us about Street League. What are some highlights?
You know what? It was really cool to be at a new city, and the crowd was going nuts. Like, I loved it. They were booing the judges, and I'm not saying like rightfully so. I'm just saying they were super engaged. It was rad because it was like a really kind of a small, compact course, and the crowd was super close, and they were fully into it. So
That's
that
so
was
cool.
But then, I mean, highlight-wise, if you saw it, I mean, Jagger owned the contest.
Really?
It was crazy. He like came in so hot, and his first run in the finals was a 9.6. I think that may be the highest run score of all time. Don't quote me on it, but in Street League, a 9.6 in the run section is mental. And then he just kept making everything, and like Nigel was right there. Like, Nigel almost caught him at the end, but he went for the gap out switch, heel flip to lip slide, and it was like too far. He didn't make it, and Jagger won, and it was pretty cool to see. Like, Jagger qualified into Street League this year from Tampa Pro because he got third, and he got a wild card spot to Street League, and then he went to Havasu, and he skated and got enough points in Havasu to make it to the Supercrown, and then he made it to the final, and then he won. So it's like, dude, Jagger doesn't miss an opportunity.
That's
it.
so rad.
Yeah, and that's
He's here to win.
That's on top of a bronze medal from the Olympics.
Yeah.
You know, so he's had quite the ups and downs here. I mean, he almost didn't even. Well, he was trying to qualify for park, didn't pull that off, and then last second qualified. I'll just do street, and then now he's on it.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy how good he is. It's a freak show. But overall, like, the contest was amazing, and like Aurelian was there, which is cool to have him back. He, in my opinion, like, well, I don't know if it was a judging thing or not. I thought he was gonna make the top 4 and be like one of those guys to get the extra tries to try to win, but he missed out on the top 4. But he was skating so great. It was amazing.
What about on the women's side?
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, what about on the women's side of things?
Yep, women's contest was amazing too. So like, Raisa, she won in Salt Lake City, and then she won in Lake Havasu. So it was like, okay, all eyes on Raisa. She's probably gonna show up and breeze through it, right? And then, but nope, Pamela Rosa was just charging. She was more consistent than everyone too, because she doesn't flip her board or take the like risky chances about like falling. She takes like straight up bodily injury risks.
Oh, yes.
Going for like gap out lip slides, like full speed, just like the gap out to Smith grind, like out on the double set. So it was like she skated super gnarly, and she just won like by being on point. So she edged out Raisa, and she's the repeat Supercrown champ.
So these are world.
Lisa's killing it. She didn't win a Supercrown yet.
These are world champions.
Yeah, what does that mean? Are they world champions? Well, what the hell does the Supercrown mean?
Yeah, I mean, in my opinion, that's for the past decade. Anyone who's won the Supercrown is the world champion. The only time that now with like World Skate, I mean, they have their own world championship. It's kind of like, like WWF, where it's like, or maybe in boxing, where there's like a bunch of different titles.
Right,
Well,
not
you're the
undisputed.
Welterweight champ, but I'm the heavyweight. I don't know. You could be the World Skate champ, or you could be the Supercrown Street League champ. I think Street League sets the bar, though. That's the one, right?
Oh,
if
yeah.
you're the Supercrown champ, you're the world champion.
I think Paul
Straight
sets
up.
the bar.
All right, Paul, you set the bar in information.
We love you, Paul.
Yeah.
Dude, I love you guys. Don't hang up on me.
What? I'm not.
What?
We can go 5 hours.
What else do you have for us?
Dude, Tampa Ams this weekend.
Is it really?
Oh my God.
Are you already in Florida getting ready?
Yeah, well, I was in Jacksonville getting ready, but I was at Street League and I drove to Tampa this morning, so I'm in Tampa now, and Tampa Am's this weekend, and kids are already here smashing it. So.
More importantly, how's Schaefer? Have you seen him?
I have seen him. He has a black eye. He's under the weather, but he's probably under a ramp, like jacking it up, screwing something.
Jacking it up.
He's always on point.
All right.
Hell yes.
Well,
can't wait. We're going to call you again next week for Tampa Am.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tune in this weekend. It's going to be live starting on Saturday and Sunday, 12 o'clock Eastern Time on either skateparkoftampa.com or Skatepark of Tampa YouTube.
Guy is a professional.
Who's your dark horse pick right now? Say it.
Well, how about this? There's 250 kids coming. To pick a dark horse, forget that. Felipe Moda's going to come and skate, and I think if anybody has a really good chance of beating 250 people, he's the only one I'd put money on. Anyone else is complete wild card.
All right.
You know what I mean?
Very cool.
So, love it. Love it.
Yep. So
all right.
That's it. Tune in.
All right, we'll tune in. Thanks for answering your phone, Paul.
What a guy.
Thank you, guys.
Bye.
I hope to be there in person someday and sit down with you guys and do it in
We don't do that in person.
It'd be great.
We don't do that in
It's
person.
COVID protocol and
Yeah.
such, man. Yeah,
No,
maybe.
not in person.
All right,
Phone's fine. Phone's fine.
So I don't get to come.
All right, I gotta
Everybody
go.
follow at Paul Zitzer on Instagram. He's still so good at skateboarding,
he's
and
so
it kind of
freaking good.
it's kind of infuriating a little bit because he's still so good and good at talking and handsome. Like, come on, dude, save some vert for the rest of us, bro.
It's like a trifecta of
yeah. Anyway,
full zit.
I mean, you can't really where do you go from there? Well, I'll tell you where you go.
Mm-hmm.
DC and John Gardner. Remember the guy I was talking to in the parking lot and you interrupted by honking your ass horn? Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I told you how good of a guy John Gardner is. Get this. DC and John Gardner are releasing a shoe. Proceeds are going to the Digne Skate Garden, a safe and inclusive skate park for the indigenous Navajo community in New Mexico.
Oh, rad.
And I saw the shoe. It looks good. John designed it. I mean, very simple outline, like a classic good-ass skate shoe. But this is just the type of person John Gardner is. Makes this shoe. Proceeds go to the Navajo Nation in New Mexico.
Cool.
For a skate park.
Very cool.
In the beginning of December, I'll be going to Florianopolis, Brazil. I think I'm going. Red Bull Skate Generation is back.
Rad.
Yeah, this is a sick contest. Florianopolis, Brazil is the most radical city in all of Brazil for skating and surfing, for sure. Mm-hmm. Some of the gnarliest bull skaters in the planet from every era will be there. Red Bull generations. We're talking rookie, current, past, present, future. They'll all be there.
Sick.
You can check out Pedro Barros' winning run on Red Bull Skate, I believe, or on Pedro's Instagram. The Dro Show is about to go off, and all your favorites are probably going to be there, so that's going to be fun to watch.
That's right. It'd be fun to go to Brazil, right?
Oh, I'm so excited to go to Brazil.
Cool.
I want to go to Brazil.
All right.
So, yeah, that was skate news. We have a couple skateboards left. There's one right behind you, Todd. Grab it.
Check it out.
And we'll sell this to you.
I will sell this to you.
It's $50, which is cheap,
I mean,
actually, for a skate deck.
You can always just put a sticker over us.
You don't have to use this, but we'll sign it for you if you want. There's
and
5 of these left.
It's a rad looking deck. It kind of looks like a
You got a rad deck.
Like a little bit wider.
Dude, Todd, your deck looks so
a little
nice.
wider, kind of more of a shaped.
Todd, I love the shape
Stop.
of your deck. What?
Weird.
Your deck is nice. Was it 9
Anyways,
inches wide?
You can.
Todd's got a 9-inch deck right behind him.
You can get that.
Yep.
And if you give us
DM
money.
us.
Snowboard News is brought to you by K2 Snowboarding.
What's up with it? Oh, I got news for you.
Oh.
I'm just going to so like I told you, now we're at 94 days till the Olympics.
Oh, God.
But the Olympic snowboarding team has been named. There's some great names on here.
Mm-hmm.
And Todd, you tell me, I'm going to give you first, I'm going to just start telling you names and teams. So the half-pipe pro team for men. Chase Josie, Taylor Gold, Chase Blackwell, Joey Okeson, Toby Miller, Lucas Foster, Sean White. What do you think?
That's a pretty heavy stacked team. Now remember, they're only going to be bringing 4 of those human beings over to the Olympics. So all
out
of
of
these
that,
people have to compete. Taylor Gold's got some crazy tricks. Obviously, Shaun White is doing Shaun White shit.
Yep.
Toby Miller is pretty consistent, but there's a lot of people. There could be some big mixes up in there. Chase Josie is sweet. Freaking, Lucas Foster. All these dudes have a shot. It's gonna be exciting to see who goes ahead and makes that team, and we will start that selection process. Will start the first week of December, and I will be there, and I will have more information then, right?
Yeah, and you know what I'm saying is
What?
What are you talking? I'm talking about Kerry. Shit, what? The dark smack. Y'all want me to open my fucking whip?
I bring this up because I had no idea this Longmont Potion Castle.
Chase Blackwell is actually from Longmont.
Chase Black. I didn't know Longmont was a place.
Yeah. It's a little bit north of Boulder.
Thank you, Chase Blackwell, for being from Longmont, Colorado, where the world famous Longmont Potion Castle is from.
Whip it across your head and you die. Shit. What you want, dude? What?
That's just a snippet of the world's greatest prank call.
Yeah,
People.
this is
Okay,
great. Anyway.
moving on. Women on the half pipe.
Chloe Kim,
team.
obviously, Maddie Mastro, and
Sonora Alba. Who's that?
I don't remember.
She's obviously really good.
She's really good. I mean, she'd make the team, but Chloe Kim and Maddie Mastro are the two that are probably.
So from the women, it's 2.
Yeah, and these are probably the 2 best chances for bringing
Gold?
Gold.
We move on to slope style and big air. And the men, we've got Red Gerard, Chris Corning, Dusty Hendrickson, Kyle Mack, Judd Henkes, Brock Crouch, Luke Winkleman, Lyon Farrell, and Sean Fitzsimmons. That's a lot of names right there.
That's the team. And remember, we got a bunch of contests to narrow those guys down.
Who's the favorite there?
Well, obviously, Red is a great competitor.
Gold medalist.
He's already a gold medalist. But because we're talking about big air and slopestyle, because they take, I believe, a result from slopestyle.
And do you have to do both? Sorry, to hit the
You don't have to do both, but I think they kind of cross over-ish.
Right. Okay.
Brock is peaking. Judd is peaking right now. You want to talk about someone who whips themselves? Kyle Mack and Chris Corning are a couple of jump chuckers from beyond. And Dusty Hendrickson. Dusty Hendrickson's another one of these guys who's up and coming. There's so many good dudes.
Yeah. And there's so many good women, including Jamie Anderson, Julia Marino, Haley Langland, and Ty Schnorbush. Did I say that right?
Yep.
Schnorbush.
Jamie Anderson, obviously, it's hers to lose.
Because you said she should stop last. she's too good.
She's so freaking good.
She's
and
so nerdy.
I think the best, Jamie Anderson, the best part about the way that she competes is she's so smart. She only does what she needs to. She's not going to detonate herself first run. Yeah. She's very, very calculated. So it's going to be very exciting.
I'm a huge Haley Langland fan.
Yeah, Haley's awesome too. And we're, all this stuff starts the first week of December.
This is something I did not know.
What is this?
The snowboard and free ski teams have wax techs. Brian Taylor is the slopestyle wax tech.
Those are the unsung heroes.
So
make sure your board clears the jumps, or leaves the half pipe, the top of the half pipe.
That's your pit crew.
That is your pit crew. So it's probably, arguably, one of the most important ingredients.
Really?
Oh yeah.
See, I had no idea. It's just
snow conditions change all the time, and if your wax, you're only as good as your wax, pretty much.
Really?
Yeah, because if you can't get the speed to do the airs, you can't do your airs.
So I've been waxing the bottom of my snowboard with Foo Wax lately, and that's not working out.
You waxed your snowboard once in '87.
Yeah. And the half pipe team coach, our homie, our friend.
There's more exciting
JJ
shit
Thomas.
going on in snowboarding than the U.S.
I'm just telling you what is in the news.
Okay. Well, I got some news for you.
Did you know? Go
Well,
ahead.
I was gonna say, there was a competition last weekend called It's brought to you by Do It Yourself Extreme.
Sick. Okay, now this is some news I couldn't get into.
But it's crazy.
extreme.
It's Euro guys out of, I believe they were in Austria. Kind of a wacky name. Do It Yourself Extreme.
Yeah.
But it was a rail contest that was done in an urban area. They just brought snow in, and people went off on this. It was just like a set of stairs.
Wait, is
where
this
Zeb
the
Powell
Zeb Powell
jumps through the freaking V of hell.
Okay, I was gonna ask you about this.
Yes, this was very cool. Zeb Powell was on.
I thought that was in
freaking
Texas
point.
or something.
No, that was in Europe.
Okay, well,
Unreal.
Name aside, that was some of the sickest shit I've seen. What did he do?
Most insane stuff. So
he launched out.
He launched. There was basically like it's underneath like an overpass or something,
or like a stadium
or something. So giant support girders in like a V shape, like
not a wide V.
Not a wide V, a very narrow V, and somehow Zeb lines this thing up where he's going to get whipped in, and he decided that he's going to ollie through the V to probably like a 20 or 15 foot drop to flat, and then you have to immediately throw the brakes on or you fly into the crowd.
Well, that
which he did.
was so
and
scary.
He stomped it, and it was very scary, and it was like if he rang the bell going through there, he would have been fucking dead.
Oh, I think this Morgan Freemason put this event on, right?
Maybe?
I think so. I think there's a connection. Either way.
It was very cool.
Zeb Powell, I think, is my favorite snowboarder.
He is wild. His style is wild. His style is, I will flip in or out of anything, and oh, that looks scary. No, it isn't. I'm going to fly through there.
Late revert? Sure.
Here we go. So that was very cool this weekend. I thought that was fantastic. And then also I have for snowboard news, that's it.
I watched a short little clip.
Oh, wait.
What?
Other snowboard news.
Yeah.
The Jake Burton documentary.
It's getting rave reviews.
It's very, very good.
Yes.
I highly recommend it.
You watched it?
I watched it.
Okay.
I believe that came out like maybe last week right after we did this podcast.
Yeah, I think Friday?
Something like that.
I don't know. It's out and everyone's loving it.
It's freaking awesome,
yeah.
And it's just it's very interesting. I'm fascinated by it because I live that generation coming up and referring to snowboarding on the East Coast as Burton boarding for a small portion of time because that's all we knew.
Yeah.
In the very beginning.
Did you ever ride Burton boards?
I had my very first board was a Burton backhill.
No way.
That's what I learned on.
And it was
that's
made
the
of
only Burton
wood.
I've ever ridden.
It was made of wood.
It was made of wood.
And there
Water
was no
ski.
boot bindings.
But it's, you just see, you look at it through the mind of Jake, and it talks about the story of Jake Burton and Tom Sims, and they're, coming at it from two different angles and just
surfing on the snow.
Surfing on the snow. And it's narrated by Woody Harrelson, which I thought was
That's
really
tight.
cool.
Yeah.
And it's really cool. It's really touching. There's a lot of interviews with really cool people. Donna, his wife, Jake Burton's wife, she tells the story of the ups and downs of Jake having not only cancer, but then having a crazy neurological thing happen to him after he got a knee surgery, and it's just
what a badass.
It's so gnarly, and just please watch it.
Yes.
Please watch it.
Dear
Rider is
the
name of it. It's the Jake Burton story. It's freaking awesome.
Well, if you're lucky enough to be as good as Marcus Cleveland, then
not many.
You're lucky enough to have a warranted snowboarding park in your backyard. Red Bull just dropped a new episode of Backyards from Red Bull, and basically in dumbass Norway.
Dumas. It's from dumbass Norway.
DOMBA with the little circle.
Dumbas.
Not dumbass Norway.
Yeah.
I love Norway. Dumbas. He's got a freaking gnarly snowboarding park.
Yeah, it's basically a mountain in his backyard. That's how he got so good.
Yeah.
He's so fucking crazy good.
We got a video. Did you see the video that was posted?
Of him?
I'll get to that on questions, actually.
Right.
It's kind of a good one.
Okay.
Any other snow news?
No.
Okay.
We need it to snow because we had that early season storm, and now it's just like
I think
hot.
we broke it because we talked it up so much. It's going to snow, and then now look, it's 90 degrees outside.
It's like 90 outside.
It's definitely not snowing in Encinitas.
That was snowboard news. Let's go to nerd news, brought to you by Panicking Coffee and Tea.
Yes, it is. Nerd news brought to you by Panicking Coffee and Tea. Oh, I have one bit of snow news to go. So this is kind of a surf skate snow news combo platter.
Oh.
Our friend Beric DeVries,
Mm-hmm.
he has just barely secured a spot in the last Challenger Series of the year in Haleiwa. Beric is right there in the mix, trying to qualify. He needs a big result.
What does that have to do with snow?
Because to raise money, he's currently 44th on the rankings, so he's in the mix. He needs to basically win, but he's got a signed Travis Rice LibTech Orca board. That board right there.
Yeah.
So he's got a signed Travis Rice LibTech Orca board and a signed Nyjah Huston Destroyer, or it's not Destroyer. What's it called?
Huh?
Nyjah's company.
I don't
Disorder.
Disorder.
Anyway, he had these things for a raffle. Somebody put a fake name, which is lame. So basically, he's selling these boards to fund his trip to Hawaii to compete in the Challenger Series. So I like that.
Radical.
You can follow.
That Orca is going to be a hot commodity.
So
really hard to
I
find.
think it's like $1,000 right now, and it's signed by Travis Rice. And I actually looked on eBay, and they're selling them unsigned for $800.
Yeah, because you can't find them.
You can't find them, so follow at Barbeyrick, BARBEYRICK, and buy the boards. Like I said, it's a great deal for a piece of collectible item. So nerd news. Right before bed, I made the mistake of looking at my phone. I went to Twitter. The worst. Don't go to Twitter before bed, because this is the first thing that I saw. In Egypt, there's been some crazy rainstorms.
I know what you're talking about.
Following these rainstorms, there's been now a plague of scorpions.
Scorpion wins.
450 people have been injured. 4 people have been killed as scorpions are taking over the town.
So describe...
Let me just read it. Egypt is home to fat-tailed scorpions.
Okay.
As if a scorpion wasn't bad enough,
right.
A fat-tailed scorpion, they're among the most deadly in the world. Venom from a black fat tail can kill humans in under an hour.
Do you have any other scorpion facts?
Don't go to Egypt right now until this whole scorpion business passes. I can't think of a worse plague than a scorpion plague. So, I love the Scorpions band. Yep. Now, the strange thing about Scorpions, the band, not a lot of songs about scorpions. Yeah.
True. You know why?
Yeah.
No one likes scorpions.
Dude.
You ever been stung by a
I
scorpion?
had nightmares last night.
Have you ever been stung by a
about
scorpion?
scorpions?
My wife has.
No. But that's a song right there. My wife got stung by a scorpion. You fill in the blanks as to
that was your nickname in high school?
My wife got stung by a scorpion, and all I got was this lousy t-shirt.
What else is in nerd news?
That's all I had.
Really?
Because I'm like bummed.
Just bummed on scorpions?
I'm just bummed. Like, the world is so scary. If you do get bit by a black tail or stung by a black fat-tailed scorpion, you might have an hour to live.
Really? I didn't realize the scorpions were that, there are scorpions out there
Egypt.
that are that venomous.
Egyptian scorpions.
Egypt is fucked. You've got,
around.
asps there, those crazy, snakes that'll kill you. I'm sure there's big spidery, you ever see those things?
Camel spider.
Camel spiders? Fuck those. And obviously scorpions,
and now
not
they're
cool.
And you know what? They closed down schools. They closed roads. It was a stay-at-home thing.
Because
don't go out there. The scorpions will get you. Wow. If 450 people, this is a big town. If 450 people got stung and 4 people died, there's probably thousands of people who just saw them.
Hundreds of thousands of scorpions, obviously.
I'm not going.
What the fuck? Just scorpions everywhere.
Yeah.
Ugh.
My nerd news is this year's season of Curb Your Enthusiasm is the best ever. Succession, the best ever. Everything's just getting better and better and better. The new Bond is out. I haven't watched it yet. There's a
new Blade Runner cartoon.
It's
supposed to be good.
Details?
I haven't seen it yet.
Okay.
I haven't seen it yet.
I had some news on my phone.
I have some news. So
Don't hit the table.
Last weekend was, I believe it was Disney appreciation bullshit, or last Friday, and they announced all these crazy series that are coming out and there's tons of Marvel content coming. They teased the new Obi-Wan TV show that's coming out in 2022.
Okay.
So basically next fall. We have Book of Boba Fett that starts right after the holidays.
Tight.
And then we go into The Mandalorian, and then we go into Obi-Wan.
Nice.
So there's a lot of content coming. Disney Plus is the best fucking channel, I think, if you're into nerdy stuff.
Yep. And I'm in.
Yep.
What else we got here?
Your kids still playing Fortnite?
No, I play Fortnite.
Oh, you really?
Yeah, they don't.
They don't play Fortnite anymore.
No, I play
just
it.
you.
Yeah, just me.
Really?
Just me.
Like, do you get what's your level? Do you have like a level?
Pretty good. Like I get dubs, if that's what you're asking. I get dubs.
What is dubs?
Wins.
Really?
I get dubs, Todd.
Apparently, like
I get them.
See, I'm not even. I guess there's a new Call of Duty game out. I haven't even downloaded it.
I'm good. I'm fine with Fortnite. I've gotten good at it. Like.
See, here's the deal.
I'm fine with it.
You and I's approach to video games are completely different.
Right.
You want to have like an experience with multiple people running around.
Well, I want to relax.
I just want a story.
Okay, you want a story.
I just want a story.
See, I only have about like a half hour at a time.
Yeah, but that's good though because you can. It's game. The narrative. Is it the narrative? Yeah, the narrative in some games. Is so freaking good at this point that it's like you're playing a movie.
Narrative has become kind of a bad word, huh? Like,
is it?
Oh, that your narrative?
It's just a word.
I know.
Words can't hurt.
Yeah, they can't.
It's intention that hurts.
Yeah, I'm still Fortniter.
Like if I said...
Don't say it. Okay, Malcolm Epps is a very astute listener of the Monday M.A.S.S.
Can I do a shout out? Adam Etzar is drawing me a Boba Fett that I'm going to have...
Penis?
No.
Sorry, I was thinking something else.
He's drawing me a pen and ink Boba Fett I'm going to do another one on a surfboard.
Nice.
I'm very excited about that.
I'm excited
for
what
you.
What
if I did this? What if I... Never mind. Anyway, he's doing it for me.
What if you did Boba Fett full length?
I am.
And instead of pants, he's got beneath apparel underwear on, and his raw legs are showing. You don't see his dong. He's in underwear, but it's like pantless.
How dare you?
I think that would be great.
Oh yeah, and there was also like a Boba Fett documentary on Disney Plus last week. It's called Beneath the Helmet. Oh. You should check it out. It's pretty cool.
Malcolm Epps did some math for you. So there's a 1980.
Yeah, I know. It's 5.5.
5.5.
Yeah. That's what I said.
He just said.
I said that.
Oh, did you?
So he sent a video of him doing math.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
I'm not an idiot.
No, you're not an idiot. You're smart. He proved you right. I forgot to put out a post.
Let me see if I have any questions
this morning about questions.
I might have a question on here, and if not, then we can just listen to the Scorpions some more.
That's fine with me. I love the Scorpions. Get the book, Dave Nelson, Dual Perspective. What's up with it? Also, Grant Britton has a new photo book.
Grant Britton's new photo book looks amazing.
I'm buying that.
I want to get on that.
I'm in it.
I want to get all up in that, and until next week. We'll just leave you with a Holiday from the Scorpions. This is like one of their worst
Still Loving
songs.
You. Still Loving You.
What's this one?
Oh. I can do this part.
Okay, good.
Not bad, right?
It's pretty good. Is this the one that talks about Gorky Park?
Yeah, this is the one about Winds of Change.
Oh.
It's about Perestroika, Gorky Park, the fall of the Berlin Wall. Down to Gorky Park.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we won't be here next week, but you know how we can feel like we're together? You can listen to the Scorpions.
We got skateboards for sale. We got
Everyone
beanies,
have a great
2 beanies left.
Thankksgiving holiday if you celebrate whatever the
for
fuck that holiday is now.
Yep.
Just enjoy your family. Live life to the fullest. We love you, Zane Timpson. See you later.